For the past 10 years in my life, I have adopted the habit of reading 10, 15, 20 books in a year. Often people ask me, how do you do it? May I tell you, it's very simple. And I am not special. Don't see me as, oh, she is super hero. No, if I can, you can. What you need to do is to watch this video from beginning to the end. I will reveal to you 9 tips I use to read so many books in a year. Before I review these 9 tips, I want to tell you this. You must understand the kind of reader you are. Some people, they are good at audiobooks. Some people are good at visual books. So you must know the kind of reader you are. If someone who loves audiobook, please focus on them. Focus on it. That will help you to read more. If you're someone who loves visual book like me, I don't usually like audiobook because I love reading and writing, highlighting. So if you are someone that loves visual book, focus on it so you will not get frustrated or disappointed at the middle of your reading. So you must know yourself very well, understand yourself. Ask yourself, am I a morning person or a night person? What did I mean by that? There are some people in the morning they are highly energized, but in the evening they are so weak. And some people in the evening they are highly energized, but in the morning they are so weak. Like me, I am someone who is morning person. I wake up every day by 3 a.m. to start my day. So within those time is when I can do so many things. So knowing the kind of person you are will help you. Again, before you start this journey of reading, plan the book, prepare the book, put it where you'll be seeing it, because that will help you to always remind yourself that I am in a challenge, I am in a journey of reading book. Don't forget to help us to grow our channel by hitting the subscription button, like this video, put in the comments your takeaway, and also hit the notification button. Number 1, as a beginner who wants to start the journey of reading, you must start with motivational books. What did I mean by motivational books? As much as all of us are born differently, and what motivates me is not what motivates you. Quite simply means there are some books I will pick, I will not like it because it's not part of me. For example, if you give me a book about football, I may feel disappointed reading anything about football. I might watch ball, but that does not mean that I may like to read any book that have to do something with ball. So you have to start with the book that motivates you. The books that, like for example, if you love goal setting, if you are somebody that love business or any kind of things like exercise, get books that talks more about goal setting, exercise. That will help you to keep reading and reading. Number 2, start with book with simple pages, tiny pages. Yes, I know it might look funny, but it's true. Do you know the truth about this kind of book? Before you know it, you already finish it. And that will motivate you to read more. Truth is this, when you start with the book that have so many pages, that is so big, so volume, may I tell you, you'll be disappointed. I remember the first time I read this book by Tony Robinson. May I tell you, I read it for more than 1 year. I've never finished it. But the moment I started reading and reading become part of me, I can able to finish it. So don't try to start with big books like this. You will get disappointed. You will get frustrated. Find a simple book that you can read quickly and you finish it quickly. Number 3, always read on the transit. What did I mean by that? Most often, many of us, if you are going to work, if you are going to church, if you are going to friend's house, you see that you spend 30 minutes, 1 hour on the transit, maybe in the train, in the car, in the subway, in the flight. Take that moment to read. It will help you so much, because I remember anytime I'm going out, I must have book in my pocket, in my bag, because I know that each journey have to take me like 30 minutes, 1 hour to reach there. So instead of flipping the social medias, I use those time to read. Number 4, always read 30 minutes before you sleep. Or perhaps if you cannot make it 30 minutes before you sleep, read 20 pages before you sleep. Before you say good night, try your best to read at least 20 pages or 15 pages, depend on your time, before you sleep. This will help you to read more. Number 5, during your lunchtime, if you spend 30 minutes, 1 hour in your lunchtime, why don't you invest those time to read? Though for me, sometimes during my lunchtime, I don't usually read books. I read Bibles, I read articles, I read some news, I read some different things. Like I'm not reading the book I have already scheduled to read. I use it to read other things, current affairs, to know what is happening all over the world. So during your lunchtime, you can also use it to read those books. Number 6, never ever pick another book until you finish what you are reading, because sometimes we'll be tempted to grab another book. I have been there, but may I tell you, the moment you grab another book and dump the one that you are reading, you may not read that one again. So don't be tempted to pick another book until you finish the one that you are reading. Another point is read books that have call to action. What did I mean by call to action? For example, if you look at this book by John Maxwell, this book by Van Moody, and this book by David, they always have call to action. What is call to action? At the end of the book, they will tell you what to do or exercise or something that you need to implement. Reading this kind of book always make you to focus on end. What is the end? What will they ask me to do? Like it helps you to keep pushing, knowing that at the end there must be an exercise. There is something they want me to do. So engage yourself in this kind of books. Another point is always read books that have quotes at the beginning of the page or reflections at the beginning of the page. For example, if you look at this book, Why Ask Why, at every beginning of the page, it have a quote. The same with this book. May I tell you, I am the author of this book, Prayer Works. So if you look at this kind of book, at the beginning of each page, it have quotes, it have reflection. This kind of book help you to reflect, to learn quotes, like it motivates you to read more. The last but not the least is celebrate every book that you read. If you finish one book and you feel like, oh, I finally finished this book, what do? Take time to celebrate. Don't say, oh, until I finish those 10 books, 20 books, 30 books. Take time to celebrate. That will motivate you and help you to read more. Don't abandon the celebration. Celebrate those little books that you read. It doesn't matter how many chapters, even if it's 10 chapters, 20 chapters, in as much as it's book. Once you finish it, celebrate it. Thank you so much, my YouTube friends. I hope you learned something. Please don't forget to put in the comment the step you will take immediately. I would love to read your comments, and so that I will motivate you and be your accountability partner. Remember, readers are leaders. The more you read, the more you know, the more you will know. Thank you so much, and I will see you in another episode. Shalom.